just being scrupulous. It comes with the territory.
Wow, spoken like a true Thorpe. It's like manipulating runs in your family.
Not just in my family. Daytime drama is loaded with manipulators, connivers, con men, con women, scam artists.
The villain or the villainess of any piece has more fun for one simple reason. They meet more people, and they get to do rotten things that appeal to all of us.
Fundamentally, bad guys are great fun to play. And hopefully they're great fun to watch, for sort of the same reason.
When you're playing a villain, I guess you get some of those things out. It's easier to play a villain, particularly in daytime, because villains know exactly what they want. They know what they're willing to do to get it. And they're the schemers, and they're the plot movers, so you're active.
Ah, now I understand why you villains are so well liked. Because life would be so boring without them.
Vanity. Hate to admit that the strings I pull can tangle even slightly.
You love him, don't you? Admit it.
I don't want to talk about it.
You love Ross Marler.
Yes!
When I'm through with Ross Marler, there won't be anything left to love.
If you're not comfortable working with her, then I would be happy to give your account my personal attention.
I'll bet you would.
The thing that people really love about villains is that they want to really see how far they're going to go. They'll tune in to say, okay, well, he did this really awful, terrible thing, and let's just see if he can do something a little bit more the next day.
Whatever their motives, 9 times out of 10, the refrain is always the same.
Everything that I did was because I loved you.
I did this for you.
No. This is for Annie.
And if the deed isn't done for love, it's done for greed.
You tell me something. Do rich boys sweat? I think they do. It makes me feel real good seeing you sweat. Because now I'm the one with the power.
The bluer the blood, the icier the veins.
The game's not over till the rich lady swings.
And in my family, those veins are frozen.
I don't know what it's taking me not to pull this trigger right now and pay you back.
My adoring parents.
If I get out of this, I'll kill you for this!
Revenge becomes them.
I think that Blake has so much to overcome from having Roger as the father that she needs some real guidance.
You take my man, Mother? I think I'll take yours.
Now tell me, what are you really up to?
Usually the villain has a lot of power and a lot of control, or at least for a certain length of time. And one interesting, it's very much more fun to play.
A lot of men would be very pleased to be alone with me in a hotel room.
I'm pleased.
How nice.
What is your problem?
And just when you think we've gotten our comeuppance, it's divine retribution. We're back from the dead. Again. Again. And yet again. Alexandra Spaulding, proof positive that blood is thinner than water.
When you're making a list of your enemies, your dear sister belongs right at the top of the list.
Can't believe you hated me all these years.
I concentrated on revenge. I have tapes. I tapped the phones.
What is it you want?
I want you to sign over all of your holdings. Everything.
Liars and lovers, sinners who once were saints.
And as the old saying goes, when we're good, we're very, very good. But when we're bad, we're even better.
Well, you know, in daytime, the old axiom really holds true that you cannot keep a bad man down.
Every soap fan looks forward to that one moment, usually on Friday, that leaves them sitting on the edge of their seats, wondering what is going to happen next.
It keeps us tuned in week after week, year after year.
Kind of like what happened to you today.
Yes.
Sorry, but that's it, Cooper. It's over.
Okay. I can see that there's only one way to convince you of this.
Going on around here.
Ooh, so what are you going to do?
Well, if I told you that, Vincent, it wouldn't be a cliffhanger.
Now, wait a minute. I'm a fellow colleague. Of course you can tell me.
Don't worry. Monday isn't very far away.
Now, wait a minute. Fiona, you got to tell me what happens.
Hello, I'm Ruby Dee. The true guiding light of this daytime drama was the late beloved Sharita Bauer, who played Bert for 34 years. When I appeared on the show as Martha Fraser in 1967, I saw for myself the qualities of strength and nobility that served Sharita so well in playing Bert. It was the perfect marriage of an actress with a character.
He turns his back on you and turns to another woman. Treats you like you never should have been treated. And instead of you blaming him for breaking up the home, you blame me for breaking it up.
You think you're holier than he is. Well, I just hope that when you're his age, you're half the man your father is. Because he's a big man, and you're small.
You can stand there and tell me that my father's a big man.
You'll never be fit to shine his boots.
Thank you, Sharita. You will never be forgotten.
And now, The Guiding Light, created by Erna Phillips.
Erna Phillips was the originator of The Guiding Light. But Erna Phillips was much more than that. Erna Phillips was really the originator of soap opera, of the daytime serial.
For a while, they had Guiding Light, both radio and television, because that's when I first started writing. I would write the script. Erna would outline it. I'd write it and then write narration, where the pictures were doing the work for video. And so that's Erna. It's because of Erna that we went to television. Then all the others came along, and then there were good people doing it after her, but she was the pioneer.
Erna Phillips had one characteristic that was a little difficult for actors and actresses. She wanted us to be both off and on screen, on television, the character that she'd written. She didn't like interviews. She didn't like publicity. In fact, we were right in the dungeon as far as publicity was concerned, because she wanted the people to really believe we were who we were.
Guiding Light is my reason for being. I wouldn't be in television today if it hadn't been for Erna Phillips in her offering me this job on Guiding Light. There wouldn't be any Young and Restless. There wouldn't be any Bold and Beautiful. There wouldn't be any Another World that she and I did together. These shows would not exist. It was a very monumental day for me, and I guess for a lot of people that day that I joined her.
But she really was the mother of us all.
I think Guiding Light was her favorite show. If any of you as old as I listened to it as children, remember that there was a Dr. Rutledge who was a minister on the show, and he used to say, quote the Edwin Markheim quatrain.
And if I have the lines correctly in my mind, there is a destiny that makes us brothers. None goes his way alone. All that we send into the lives of others comes back into our own.